Episode number 213.
Hello, you're listening to the Career Changemaker podcast. Having the courage to leave a career that you have worked hard to build and try something else can be tough. So in each episode, we dive into key career change strategies so that you have a clear understanding of what is required to transition into a new role or a new industry without feeling like you have to start at the bottom or have to take a massive pay cut, because #ain't nobody got time for that. If you are ready for frank and honest discussions about how to become a career change maker, keep listening. I'm your host, lawyer turned career strategist and executive coach, Janine Esbrand. I am here today to talk to you about how you can push past doubt and really go for what you want in your career. If this is the first time that you're catching one of my live streams, my name is Janine Esbrand. I am a career strategist and an executive coach, and I am absolutely passionate about supporting women who want to step up or step out in their careers and be in a position where they can amplify their voices, raise their visibility so that they can attract career advancing opportunities. So I have just come back from an amazing conference. I traveled to Atlanta in the USA, and I went to a conference that was for speakers, and that was incredible. And as I was on the plane and I was just thinking about my experience, one of the things that I was considering and thinking about was why it is that people get stuck when it comes to really going for what it is that they want. So I want to share with you today some insights around that and how you can be thinking differently if you are in a position where you know what you want, you know where you want to get to, you know that you want to either step up in your career, you know that you want to make a transition, but there is some resistance around you actually doing it. One of the reasons why it can be so difficult to really go for what it is that you want is if there's resistance, it's likely that what you want isn't something that you've had before. So if you're experiencing resistance, it's likely that what you want isn't something that you've had before. So if you want to go for a promotion, you're going to be going for a role at a level that you haven't operated at before, right? Or if you want to transition from this role here into another company, you haven't worked at that company before. If you want to transition into a new industry, you haven't been in that industry before. So you are looking to move into, you're looking to do something and operate in a way that you haven't operated in before. So it's understandable why there may be resistance, because ultimately you have no personal frame of reference. And whenever we're thinking about doing something, our brains are always looking for evidence to support what it is we are doing or what it is that we are saying. So right now, if you're saying you want to do something completely different, you don't have any evidence to support the fact that this is going to work. You've basically got to step out on faith, and you've got to believe that this is going to be possible. And that can be challenging a lot of the time, because if you have to step out in faith, there's a risk, right? There's a risk that this may not well work. There's a risk. And I see for many people, they get stuck there where they don't move forward because they're fearful of the risk, and they're mindful that they don't have a frame of reference. And so they stay where they are. But what I want to share with you today is what I experienced at this conference is the power and importance of borrowing belief when you need to. And let me explain. So I traveled to this conference because I am at a stage in my speaking career where I really want to step things up. So I've done many talks. I've done a TEDx talk. I've spoken as a keynote speaker for various organizations, and I want to do more of it. I really enjoy it. I'm good at it. And so I want to do more speaking. And so I recognize that I don't have many people in my life who are speakers, who are speaking at the level and at the frequency that I want to speak at. So I decided to go to this conference for that very reason, because I don't currently have people in my circle who are doing what it is that I want to do. And so I wanted to travel and be in a room with people who are doing it. Why did I want to do that? Because I know that if I am surrounded by people who are already doing what it is that I want to do, my possibility model is going to expand. I'm going to actually tangibly touch, speak to, see people who are doing what it is that I want to do. So whilst I might not be able to lean on evidence or belief that comes from my experience, I can borrow it from them. Like I can see that they were able to do it. I can see where they started from. I can see what it is they needed to do. And that allows me to really step forward in more faith than if I was just sitting there being like, okay, Ginny, would you be able to do it? Because I can hear their story. I can hear where they came from. I can see the synergies and say, okay, they were here and here's the steps that they took and now they got there. So that was my hypothesis. I was like, okay, if I'm ready to really do this and step things up, I need to go and put myself in a room. And I was 100% right. I was 100% right, because when I got there and I saw the caliber, when I saw the caliber of women, when I saw how amazing their experience was, when I saw the level of expertise, when I saw the level of camaraderie, when I saw the amount of encouragement that was happening and the sisterhood, I was just blown away. It was what I thought it was going to be and so much more. And so I've come away from being at that conference for 2 days with a new level of assurance, with a new level of belief that I can do what I'm setting out to do. So if you are finding it challenging, if you are finding it difficult for you to really push towards what it is that you want to do, ask yourself, am I surrounding myself with the right types of people? Am I putting myself in rooms? Am I putting myself in conversations? Am I giving myself access to the possibility? Am I giving myself access to understanding what is going to be required for me to get to where I want to go? And if the answer to that is no, then I would encourage you to seek out opportunities to find people who are doing what it is that you want to do, who are on the journey to get to where it is that you want to go, because it's going to expedite your results. It's going to allow you to push past doubt and really go for what it is that you want. And coming back from the conference, I am super inspired to bring back my group coaching program. So if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I've been running a group coaching program for the last few years. And back end of last year, we just paused it for a while as we were prioritizing some other things in the business. But I am so excited to be bringing back the program. It's going to be the Career Changemaker Program 2.0, because we're making some adjustments to the content of the program. But ultimately, I am excited to create a space where you could come alongside other people who are journeying with you, who are making transitions with you, who are showing up and looking for ways to amplify their perspective and their voice, who are looking for ways to become more visible, who are looking for ways to attract new opportunities, so that you're not the only one. So that you're not looking around in your peer circles, in your friendship circles, amongst your colleagues and saying, am I the only one who's trying to do this? Like, you could be in the room with other people who are on the same journey, and it is game changing for your mindset. It is game changing for the feeling of being supported. So yes, I'm excited. So I'm going to be bringing back the program. We are going to be getting started very, very soon. But yeah, that just coming back from this experience has made me be like, yes. We need to get more women in rooms, whether that is virtually or in person, supporting one another, because you will achieve your goals quicker. When I tell you, I've got like pages and pages of notes from this conference. I've already started taking action. I am so pumped. I've made new connections. I've made new friends. I have a renewed sense of urgency around what my goal and my mission is, a higher level of belief, because I put myself in a room with people who are doing the thing, who are trailblazing, who are being bold, who are being vulnerable, but also ready to just go. And so I want to give a shout out to Ashley Kirkwood, who is the founder of Speak Your Way to Cash, because she is the person who hosted the amazing event. And I got to attend and it was awesome. So that is really what I wanted to share with you. If you are struggling and you know that you haven't been moving forward, look at how you can borrow belief from someone else. That could be a peer, that could be other people that are on the journey with you, that could be a coach. Like, you may need to borrow belief before you can truly believe it yourself. And you need that belief for you to actually take the action that's required for you to get the results. So that is what I want to share. If you're interested to learn more about the Career Changemaker program that's going to be coming up very, very soon, click the link, join the waitlist, and I can tell you more about it. All right. But until next time, keep moving towards your career goals.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to today's episode. If you enjoyed what you heard, then I want to remind you that caring is sharing. Share this episode out with somebody else and head over to your podcast app to leave us a rating and review. For every rating and review that you leave, it helps us reach more people. It helps more people find the show. So I'd appreciate it if you go and do that right now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to today's episode. If you enjoyed what you heard, then I want to remind you that caring is sharing. Share this episode out with somebody else and head over to your podcast app to leave us a rating and review. For every rating and review that you leave, it helps us reach more people. It helps more people find the show. So I'd appreciate it if you go and do that right now. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe to the show so that you don't miss any future episodes. Also, I would love to know what your biggest takeaway has been from today's episode. Come over and join us in our Career Changemakers community over on LinkedIn so that you can join the conversation there. I look forward to seeing you.